Good morning, good morning. Hey, Qualia. Oh my goodness, something just went in my eye right as I pressed the record button, but we're gonna figure this out. Welcome again to As the Page Turns with me, Patrice, and I'm here this morning on my day off, y'all. Hallelujah. I made it on my day off, and I'm sitting here on this couch, and I'm like, I should make a video. I should make a video because I got time today. And what came to my mind was self-consciousness. I want to talk about self-consciousness because it is a big deal and a big thing that is running rampant in the lives of us magical creatures. Amen. It runs rampant. And I get on this subject just because, before I decided to do all this, I'm scrolling or, changing channels, not channels, but, surfing through movies and doing all that kind of stuff, trying to find something to watch. And everything I stop on, whether I watch it or not, everything I stop on, I'm noticing the women. And because I'm human, and don't lie, because you do it too, especially as women, we just have this tendency to compare, right? To look at and to compare and to judge and all this stuff, whether it's the body shape, whether it's the clothing, whether it's the hair, whether it's, the makeup, whatever it is, like whatever what I zoom in on is something different from what you would zoom in on. But my point is that we look at it and then we just do this like internal comparison thing. Not for worst, right? Not for the worst to just be like, oh my God. But some of us can get there, right? Some of us can get there where we start looking at ourselves and being like, oh man, I really got to get a handle on this because, oh, I really got to do this. No, you don't. No, you don't. Unless you wake up in the morning and when you see you in the mirror, you start thinking about you and wanting to do different or glow yourself up a little bit, then you go ahead and do that. But don't let it be because you look left or you look right or you driving and the woman in the other car is doing whatever. Because look at this. And this, y'all, ain't just what y'all will see. The more videos or the more whatever that I put on here, I'm not using no filters because for what? Because if you was to meet me in real life, you would see me just like this. There ain't nothing else you're gonna get. I'm one of those atypical type of females. You know what I mean? Like I've been a tomboy my whole life. I get comfy and I'm just cool in my skin without makeup, without plucking, without primping, without none of it. This because I don't want to do it. I have plenty here, just don't want to do it. And my points of self-consciousness, oh my goodness. I'm gonna go ahead and air them out because that's what I'm talking about. Why not? This nose, ooh, caused me so much pain. So much emotional pain when I was younger. Oh my goodness, my friends. Kids are mean. And we know kids are mean. And kids was mean back in the day too. And this nose, big and oh my goodness. And I couldn't wait. I was so happy when that song, the Humpty Dance. Do you remember him? Where he was like, my nose is big. I'm not ashamed. Big like a pig. I remember that song. And I used to be like, yeah, my nose is big. That was my part. And he had one other part in that song too that was about the nose. And I grew into it, I guess, because it's the only nose that would fit on this face for me to have this look, right? Then look at his forehead. I'm going to give y'all oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And forgive me because, I'm looking at me as I'm talking to y'all because why not? And, yep, this forehead. I don't know if my hairline receded or whatever because I don't remember being all out here like this. But I make jokes about it. My friends make jokes about it. And I'm just like, well, what can I do? I got a scar right in the middle from when I was little and fell and bust my head on the stairs, which probably didn't help, right? But it's mine. And I wouldn't look like this. Again, I've had bangs before and, did the little sweep and tried to do what I could do. But hey, okay? I try to keep it degreased at least so I don't draw too much attention to it. But it's still mine. And then, we always self-conscious about the edges, which I guess that's what makes the forehead big anyway, when the edges are receding or whatever. And then, I'm having these little spots. I'm getting these little spots, these little age spot things that are coming up that I ain't never had before. I mean, I always had this mole, but then I have other stuff. And like, when acne pops up and stuff, we just be devastated, y'all. And for what? And then what else? Dandruff. I used to struggle with dandruff. I used to be teased. I used to be like, oh my goodness. I used to be like, mommy, we sit there and get our hair hot combed and stuff like that. And I'm like, Mom, why I got all this dandruff? It's just my scalp, and it's just y'all scalp. And we could try Selsun Blue and Head and Shoulders and all this other stuff. Now we got no sulfates, no parabens, this and that. Listen, that's why it's braided. I'll put me some oil or something like that, but that's why it's braided, because I don't have time for all that. Y'all might, but I don't. And let me see, what else? I was always tall. Like I said, I got this nose from my daddy. I also got my height from my daddy. So I'm in first grade, second grade, just tall, just lanky, just clumsy, just towering over everybody, feeling self-conscious before I knew what self-consciousness was. But he's 6'4". Like, I was never gonna be little. I was never gonna be dainty. I got big old hands. I got big old feet. Now I'm in middle school, high school, and everybody was into, whatever was the sneakers back then or whatever it was, and they would look so dumb. Like, I really just looked so dumb in certain styles and so many things because they just don't look right. The smaller feet and little, the shorter length, and I would want to get stuff, and they wouldn't even make jeans in the length. I was so happy when Express came out. And y'all remember, I'm dating myself, but y'all remember the store on Weathervane? Yep, I used to go on the Weathervane, I used to go on the Express because they had that extra long inseam, that 35-inch inseam that I needed for my legs. Got real short little torso with these long old legs. And it's always been that way. And then it's so funny because my firstborn, my son, same thing. He's just tall and lanky. I could never find anything long enough. And he was so thin that, you couldn't get a bigger size to get the length. It's just an awful place to be at. But it's what makes you you. It's what made me me. It's what made him him. And you just kind of got to grow into it and make the best of it. But as I was thinking about that too, right? I have this, I always have my little notebook, my little tablet, my little whatever, because I write down what sparks my interest or my attention or whatever. And I came across this poem. Right? It was a post on Facebook or whatever, but it was this poem. I don't even know who said it, but it was on somebody's page, and that I don't follow, whatever. It's just, when you scroll and you get that random stuff. But it says, let me see, what is that? It says, I have to be me. It says, I die when I'm not. Every mask kills a little bit more. Every truth spoken brings me back to life. Pretending is the poison. Authenticity is the antidote. Y'all hear that? Authenticity is the antidote. Pretending is the poison. Pretending is so painful. Pretending is so painful. And that self-consciousness that I was talking about will have you pretending. It will really have you pretending, like just doing the most to cover up that whole real self and all that kind of. Now, I'm not talking about, using cover up and doing whatever because you don't want to, be, it's not because you're self-conscious, but it's just something that you do, right? Fine. But I'm just encouraging you to make sure that it's not, right? To make sure that it's not something that you're being prompted to do from the outside as opposed to from the inside out. Like, let your magic flow from the inside out, right? So, pretending, let me see, way back when, right? When I was just getting into the dating scene and I was a late bloomer, so I was like 18. But I was with a guy who just was with everybody, basically, but I didn't know. I was young and stupid or whatever. And I would know about it, and I would see it, all them games that they would play. Like, oh, that's my sister's friend, or this is my cousin, or this was that, knowing all the while you messing with all these different women, and I'm just too naive. So everybody, ha ha ha, jokes on me, right? But I found myself, listen to this, right? And I don't care, so say what you want. But I found myself actually trying to be like them. Like, trying to be like them. And I'm not talking about, like, kids these days who want the Uggs and, the Tasmans and the Essentials and, whatever they going for, right? I'm talking about, like, I was trying to, okay, well, how did they, like, when they was cussing and they was drinking and they was smoking, and they had the roller sets with all the curls up there and all that. I didn't like it. It wasn't me. They got the lip gloss popping and they, popping gum and just talking about the raunchiest things, and like I'd be like, oh my god, I'm a lady. Like I'm just a little bit more on the modest side, and I really did find myself striving to put on some of that stuff that they had so that the guy that I was with would pay more attention to me. Like, oh man, his attention and his focus is on this, and that. I must need to be more like this, and that. I ain't know no better, like I said. Just dumb and naive, and guess what? There was nobody there to tell me otherwise. So I'm listening to my own self and letting self-consciousness get the best of me. And what a waste of time. What a waste of time. I can't get none of that time back where I was trying to do this and do that and looking dumb in the process. But never again. I mean, you learn, you grow. I would never change it because you learn, you grow, and I can be sitting here talking to you about it and telling you that story now because of it. But yeah, that's just a little something that I want to share with you because I'm sitting here wondering why. Why am I even looking at that? I'm not even like this. But I still sit there and, I know next time I get in the mirror, even sitting here looking at myself here, and I'm like, ooh, this sweater, I need a new sweater. This is kind of raggedy. And, oh man, my hands are ashy or whatever it is. But hey, there is only one of me. And it looks like this. Patrice, right? She looks like this. She sounds like this. This is what she enjoys. And I want you to do the same. I want you to meet me here. I want you to comment here. I want to chit chat with you back and forth here. What was your points of self-consciousness? And how did you get over it? How did you develop it in the first place? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because it definitely shapes you. It definitely shapes you and molds you. And, some women don't ever manage to step inside of their own magic because they got to compete and keep up and keep up and keep up when the only person that you should be competing with and keeping up with or outrunning is the you from yesterday, right? So whatever you didn't get to that you meant to get to, whatever you wish you did better, whatever you know, forgot about or whatever, there's today to do it. Or whatever today don't go so well, like there's tomorrow to do it. But that competition, like, it's just you from yesterday. Just do better. Just figure something out. Instead of, worrying about all this that's wrong because society changes so fast. Society and the norms and the this and the that. But you just have to be so grounded in what's in here. So y'all take another look at this forehead. Now you're going to be looking at my forehead and my nose and all that on every video. And that's okay because it's going to be here. It is going to be here. So y'all enjoy your day because I know I'm enjoying mine.